artist, and I work with a lot of students all over New York with this Runaway Art project that you guys are really lucky to take part in. So I know you've been doing research. Let's just do an icebreaker so you can get to know me and I can get to know you. Write down 2 true things and 1 lie about yourself.
Oh, yes.
To educate, that's a big one. So I have a totally different experience than you guys, right? So sometimes it's great that I can show my experience to you, or maybe I can use research to show things that I've learned about. A lot of times artists make art because they want to show ways of knowing that are harder to show through language, so you can actually see connections between things because there'll be visual signs and symbols that are connected that we can see that aren't really language. So we're going to look at a lot of different artists today that are making work about the theme that you guys have been doing research about, and we're going to understand a little bit more about their artwork and why they make art. Why do you think that they might be former enslaved people? Yes.
Well, I can use background knowledge from what we're talking about currently,
Okay,
slavery, and also from their clothing, which is from the time period, and that the one in the back, the very back, looks as though he's looking over his shoulder to see if someone was there following.
Yeah, that's great. The body language.
Being afraid of look. Yeah, it's black and white, and then look, it's all colorful here. He's diving into freedom cave.
Protecting all the freedom looks like.
It looks like this guy's like protecting all the people in the cotton field or something. They're like hiding in it.
And what is this one?
I think it was done with like spider pencils. Because it looked like
that would mean that's a spider, so he carries more weight.
but like right here.
Like he's forced, his neck is forced up by anything. It looks like maybe he's praying or thinking about
This girl looks like she's running away.
No. Is it actually? No. It's symbolic because slaves are born into work.
Oh.
A guy running away in the back. He's kind of flipped over.
Do you want to come up and point?
He's playing a drum.
And why is the drum significant?
Because they're holding on to part of their culture that they didn't get to take because they were taken away from their homeland. They're hiding because we feel like they're hiding in the hay, kind of. So they didn't really, they're kind of resisting.
And it looks like she's carrying the wagon, so maybe she's transporting children.
And who usually, excellent, who usually carries wagons or pulls wagons? What? A horse, right. So that's a signifier that this woman is being treated like a horse, right? So she's not being treated like a human being.
Completely bound. His feet are bound, his upper thigh is bound, his torso is bound to the chair, something is covering his mouth, and his arms are bound together. So we didn't know if we took it as he ran away and this was his punishment, or he was being tortured for something that he did, or if it was more of a representation of him being bound down to something, as him being stuck somewhere and not being able to get away from it.
Right.
And we said, because of what we're talking about with our context clues, we are thinking that it's about slavery. It looks like he's looking upwards, or that he's scared or praying or hoping for something to happen.
We've got the American flag, so
What would be the irony of having the American flag?
That there's
Supposed to
freedom.
be the land of free, and they're not free.
yeah.
Some white is sort of like uniforms, I guess. Like, let's just say you went to a school with uniforms. Like, the black and white are sort of like the uniforms. And then, like, let's just say your school lets you wear whatever you want. Like, he's sort of doing that, I guess.
So he has more rights?
Yeah.
Oh, great. That's interesting. So I love this artwork, and I wanted to tell you that this is made by a student your age. So yeah, so it's really smart choices that you made.
Trying to show that they're on the same level.
And can you say more about that? How is the artist showing they're on the same level?
Oh, by like a scale.
Do you guys see that? Like the scale of equality?
And so,
think it's fine to have different interpretations of art. Artists are not trying to say, this is the way things are. You know, if they were, they'd be writing an essay or just telling you. A lot of times we can have our own interpretations, and there can be multiple. We have 3 so far. What other symbols do we have? Yeah?
The chains.
The chains. Yeah?
The balance.
The scale of justice, right? What else? Art doesn't always have to show so many symbols as he has, but it is a tool that you guys can use.